Week 7 is almost in the books, and we're going to take a quick early look at the waiver wire, looking at all the trending options from today's games. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We go deeper on the waiver wire than anybody else on YouTube. Videos day after day after day, updating you on all the changes and then doing deep dives for those deeper leagues. We're also at the end of every week helping you set your lineups by covering all the matchups and ranking the players. Click that button. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching. You do not want to disappoint Ric Flair. But the first player we're looking at today, Brashard Smith. We've been talking him up. The workload's coming. The workload's there. Now, this was an advantageous game script as the Raiders rolled over, but 14 rushing attempts, 39 rushing yards, but 5 targets in this matchup, 5 balls caught, 42 yards. And like I said, every other week I've been doing a you need video, a deep dive, because we're monitoring the routes and snaps. These last few weeks, 4 targets, 3 targets, 4 targets. Now we're up to 5 targets. The announcers were talking about how they want to get him more involved in the game. That was a topic that was brought off and on throughout the game. And Brashard Smith's electric. And one thing I'm noticing, like a few of these teams got some of their players back, and they kind of went back to how they strategically wanted to run their offense. And Brashard Smith is their weapon, their jigsaw piece, their gadget player. And he's going to be getting work sparingly, but there could be a time where he just goes blast off because the running backs aren't really getting it done. That's not a surprise. They got to throw it more. So if they're throwing it more, they may end up using him more in certain situations as we get deeper into the season. He's a late round pick. 4.3 speed, and the running back position ain't hopping this week on the waiver wire. It's your usual stashes, so this is a good week to monitor your bench, adjust your stashes at running back, but he's starting to fire a little bit. Tyjae Spears. Now he's starting to fire a little bit, but not enough to go crazy about, not enough to blow fab on. But again, he's starting to trend up a little bit. He's getting that work. Tony Pollard got work in the passing game. It's not like he got left behind. This was also a weird game script. The Titans are always in weird game scripts. He's a guy to monitor because he does pop off a couple times a year. He's got a habit of that, doing that in the back end of the season, double-digit weeks. That could happen again. He's a good running back for what he is. Not like he's a Saquon or anything, but he's got good vision. He's explosive. He can pop off on any given Sunday, and it really depends on how deep you want to go here when it comes to your stashes, opportunity, and upside. Kayshon Boutte came in and scored again. 3 touchdowns in the last 2 weeks, and I think we're going to have a few more big games this season. He's getting a lot of opportunity. He's getting some routes ran out there. A good route participation rate is what I'm saying. 2 targets in this matchup, 2 balls caught, 55 yards. Not bonkers, but still, that's an indicator that, hey, we're moving the football. Drake May's spreading the ball around. That's what's happening. Drake May's cooking. He is cooking right now. Boutte is a huge benefactor of that. Andy Dalton had to step in today. Now, you may want this. You may not. He ran hot a few games last year. Bryce Young, ankle sprain. Odds are he's probably going to be missing some time. We got Buffalo up, Green Bay on the road. We got the Saints. Dalton can cook. He's got weapons. Now, if you're wondering about T-Mac, in preseason, he would just target T-Mac even when T-Mac was covered. Andy Dalton will push it. He's a little bit aggressive, but yet good for a fantasy football sense. I look for him to be volatile. You're just going to have to play the matchups. But if you're looking at this for a super flex league or if you're in a deeper league, you might have to look his way. Monangai. Now, if you're looking for a stash play here that's getting work, one, the Bears were up in this matchup, but this is also a testament if something happens to DeAndre Swift, next man up. Getting touches, getting opportunity. 3 targets in this game, 13 carries, the most work he's gotten all season. Scored a touchdown this matchup, 17.4 PPR fantasy points. A lot of people are going to just pick him up this week just because. He's a good stash back with a lot of good stash backs from this rookie running back class and a lot of good stash backs that are sitting there on the waiver wire. Just let him chill on your bench and see what happens. Xavier Legette's getting pretty interesting here. I look for him as a volatile play in fantasy football, an up and down option that you throw in lineups and pray to the fantasy football gods he comes down with it because he has that size adjusted athleticism. He's their gadget player, and in the red zone, in the right opportunities, the right matchups in game, he could blow up. And he can blow up on any given Sunday. It was a good matchup last week against the Cowboys. He didn't fire. Against the Dolphins, he did. He did this week against the Jets. I think he's going to be random for big games. I think he'll have a couple more this season. It's going to be hard to predict, but he'll have a couple more big games this season. Travis Hunter went off, and I could see him being released to the waiver wire after what we saw the last 6 weeks here. 9, 5, 3, 7, 9, 5 PPR fantasy points in all those games. Now we're posting 24. Somebody in the comment section of one of the videos yesterday said, hey, I look for Travis Hunter to blow up. And I didn't really think about it. And then I agreed with him because I saw how this defense handles. And yes, that was a good call out. I forget the conversation, but good on you, dude. I saw how that would work, and good on you. But Travis Hunter here could start cooking, could start rolling here soon. Pick up off the waiver wire if he got released. There's going to be a few people out here watching saying, not my league, pal. But the thing about that, people are catching, releasing players on the waiver wire. You need to pay attention to those players. They're going to have a high roster rate. But again, if your league's turning and burning, a guy like this who ain't doing nothing might be on there. Parker Washington. Now, in game scripts where you think Brian Thomas Jr. is going to get locked down and there's going to be some volume, like this one, probably could have been a good call out for the ancillary pass catchers, then you may want to look his way. Normal matchups where you think Brian Thomas Jr. can cook, you're not. He's a gamble dart throw. You're looking at the targets here, 2, 3, 4, 10. So this could be just that ancillary game where he gets work, like in week 3 against Houston. That's probably what we're looking at here, because I don't see him getting targeted over Travis Hunter. He's not getting targeted over Brian Thomas Jr. But again, if you're looking for volume here, if you're in a 16-team plus league, maybe Alec Pierce, though. 80 Mitchell's in the doghouse. Josh Downs was out. He's the deep threat in his offense. He can bring in the deep ball. He can splash on any given Sunday. He's actually hitting on like 2 out of 3 games in double-digit PPR fantasy points production. And last year, he had multiple games, like 2, 3, 4, with 20-plus points. Because he's a deep ball dandy. This offense is aggressive. They spread the ball around. Thanks to Tyler Warren, it creates more competition for the targets. But there's going to be some matchups here where he randomly hits. This is a good wide receiver to have at the end of your bench to just throw in randomly in matchups where, like, you're hurting a wide receiver, you got injuries, you got bye weeks. This is a good guy to have for that. Tyrone Tracy scored this week. He's getting a little bit of volume here, but it's against Denver. This is a busted game script. As of right now, the Giants are ahead, and the Broncos ain't looking good. But if you want to chase the fantasy points, this is a guy that's going to be chased this week. Josh Reynolds got 9 targets. I ain't chasing Jets. I'm just not doing it. I don't care if he blows up a couple games. I'm not chasing Jets. They can't figure out the quarterback position. It ain't getting done. But he is getting targets. He is getting opportunities. He is running a lot of routes. You do you. Oronde Gadsden hurt his knee in this matchup. We're waiting the injury reports and everything else. He's blowing up. He's looking good. We're watching everything throughout the week here. He's blowing up, looking good. We're watching everything with this guy. If he's back or if he's back later, look at what he's been doing here. Week 3, 7 targets. Week 4, 3. Week 5, 1. Last 2 weeks, 8 and 6. 7 balls caught and 4 balls caught. He's getting it done. He's the first Chargers tight end to get over 100 yards since 2019, and that was Hunter Henry. That is something to note. He is a baller. Tyler Higbee's been getting work. All the tight ends are getting work. I said this in the battle video of Tutu Atwell and Jordan Whittington at the end of it, because when a starting wide receiver like a Puka Nacua, Malik Neighbors goes down, the targets just don't all of a sudden go to another player. It fans out. That's how it usually does. It fans out. It don't normally go to one player. So this is what happened. I also brought up this scenario that it could be going to the tight ends, that it could be going to the running backs a little bit. That's what happened. It spread out to the tight ends. Tyler Higbee didn't get the touchdown, but he led the tight ends with 6 targets. Second in line in targets in this matchup. That is something to note. If you're pressed at tight end, this is another guy to look at. Waller went down with a pec injury. You may want to look at some of these tight ends. Daniel Bellinger. The ball's fanning out here to the tight ends as well. He got a touchdown this matchup. You'll probably just pick up a Giants tight end, roll with it, and your gamble is on the touchdown when it comes to these tight ends. Christian Watson. He's a guy that you may want to pick up if you got an IR slot and you can put pup wide receivers in it, because the Dontavian Wicks went out with a calf injury today, and on top of that, he came to this game questionable. And if he's back, or when he's back, Watson might be just thrown out there, as nobody's really stepping up and taking over in this offense. That's one of the reasons why we got the carousel effect, because these wide receivers are baseline good, but nobody's stepping up. And Christian Watson can make the big play, get you the splash production on any given Sunday that can help you win games. And if you can get him on that free spot, this might be the pickup for you, because these wide receivers are getting banged up. Coleston, Loveland stepping into some opportunities here. 4 targets, 3 balls caught, 24 yards. Cole Kmet out. May not be back next week. Something to pay attention to. You do have Baltimore on the road. Then you got Cincy. Interesting matchups here. But if you're pressed for a tight end, we're looking at a first rounder, good upside, good athleticism, good ball skills that might get more work than expected in some of these matchups, especially with Cole Kmet out, potentially, because he could be back. But this is something to monitor. I don't suggest getting Marcus Mariota, but some of you guys are in deeper leagues, and if so, you may have to run this back with him. He threw a pick. He's not very good right now. The offense is losing wide receivers left and right. They may look at Marcus Mariota and say, hey, I may need an extra ice bath this week, because they're like, hey, I'm not catching any hospital balls from this dude. The thing about this, though, if you're that dire, then yes, traditional 12-team league, you should be able to find something else. Those are the players that we're looking at off the waiver wire going into week 8. We're almost halfway done. Let me know who you're looking to pick up this week. If more news breaks, I'll have more videos up helping you with the waiver wire, doing more deep dives. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.